thought I knew every room in this house, but I found a locked door, and now it's open. You had a smile that could light up the dark, a perfectly manicured walk in the park. But I saw the shadows that danced in your eyes, a quiet collection of beautiful lies. I found the letters tucked under the bed, the words that you wrote but you never quite said. A whole other life in the ink and the dust, corroding the pillars of all of my trust. These are the secrets you hid away, locked in the dark where they wouldn't decay. A phantom parade in the back of your mind, leaving the truth of our story behind. I'm staring at pieces of someone I knew, wondering who I was talking to. Yeah, the secrets you hid away. I thought we were reading the very same page, but you were just playing a part on a stage. The midnight phone calls you took in the hall, the sudden excuses that made no sense at all. I'm piecing together the shattered design, finding the poison you poured in the wine. The mask is slipping right off of your face, and I'm just a stranger inside of this place. These are the secrets you hid away, locked in the dark where they wouldn't decay. A phantom parade in the back of your mind, leaving the truth of our story behind. I'm staring at pieces of someone I knew, wondering who I was talking to. Yeah, the secrets you hid away. Did you think I would never look under the floor? Did you think you could keep up this invisible war? I'm tearing down curtains and letting it light, exposing the monsters you keep in the night. There is nowhere left for you to hide. These are the secrets hid away, locked in the dark where they wouldn't decay. A phantom parade in the back of your mind, leaving the truth of our story behind. I'm staring at pieces of someone I knew, wondering who I was talking to. Yeah, the secrets you hid away. The box is open, the damage is done. I see you clearly now. Secrets. I don't know who this is, living in my skin. Take it all away. I cut my hair because you liked it short. I bit my tongue to be a better sport. I traded in my colors for your shades of gray, and piece by piece I gave my soul away. I molded to the spaces you designed, until the person that I was got left behind. I don't want your apologies, I don't look into the mirror and I stare at a stranger with a vacant hollow glare. I forgot the way I used to like to dress. I forgot how to survive the loneliness. I became a shadow walking in your sun, but I'm exhausted from the race I shouldn't run. I don't want your apologies, I don't want your wealth. I just want you to give me back myself. Take back your heavy shadows from my mind. Unravel all the chains you left behind. I'm scrubbing at the stains until I bleed. You took exactly what you didn't need. So take your empty love off of my shelf and give me back myself. I want my laughter back, I want my fire. I want the spark that you threw in the pyre. You fed your ego while you stopped my heart. Now I'm tearing all your handiwork apart. Get out of my I don't want your apologies, I don't want your wealth. I just want you to give me back myself. Take back your heavy shadows from my mind. Unravel all the chains you left behind. I'm scrubbing at the stains until I bleed. You took exactly what you didn't need. So take your empty love off of my shelf and give me back myself. I'm taking it back, every single piece. I'm finally waking up. Give me back We build a castle in the clouds, but gravity always wins. Look at us now. I'm walking through the marble halls we made, watching all the golden tapestries start to fade. The pillars of our promises are cracked and torn, a kingdom overthrown by a quiet storm. I step across the shattered glass upon the floor where we used to dance, but we don't dance anymore. Now I'm standing in the ruins of a romance, looking at the ashes of our final dance. A beautiful disaster carved in heavy stone, an empire of two. Now I'm reigning alone. We flew so high, but we had a tragic fall, left with the beautiful ruins of it flew so high, but we had a tragic fall, left with the beautiful ruins of it all. Yeah, the ruins of a romance. I try to lift the pillars and rebuild the walls, but every time I stack them up it crumbles and it falls. You cannot resurrect the ghost from underneath the clay. You have to let the history just wash away. Let it all fall down. 'Cause I'm standing in the ruins of a romance, looking at the ashes of our final dance. A beautiful disaster carved in heavy stone, an empire of two. Now I'm reigning all alone. We flew so high, but we had a tragic fall, left with the beautiful ruins of it all. Just dust in the wind, a story in the stone. I'm walking away, ruins. The air is cold, the dust is settling. I still feel it all. They say the time is supposed to wash it away, leave the black and white and bring back the gray. I've worn out the calendar looking for peace, waiting for the grip or the shadow to release. But every clock just ticks the same old night, while I'm watching the ghost behind the eye. And these are the scars that never heal, a permanent ache that you can still feel, tracing the outline deep in the dark. A story of a storm that left its mark. I learned to live with the heavy ghosts, the ones I carry where it hurts the most. Yeah, the scars that never scars. The door is closed, the room is bare, but you are everywhere. I watch the dust motes dancing in the light, a quiet ballet in the middle of the night. The floorboards hold the memory of your weight, a frozen second captured entirely too late. I breathe the air you left behind the door and wait for footsteps pacing on the floor. The world moved on, the sun went down and set, but this is where the past and present met. A vacant space, corrupted by the fear that only silent echoes remain here. Silent echoes remain here. I see a shadow painted on the wall. I hold my breath and wait for you to call. A coffee cup abandoned on the wood, exactly in the spot you always stood. The silence is a heavy, ringing sound, a ghostly vibration rising from the ground. The world moved on, the sun went down and set, but this is where the past and present met. A vacant space, corrupted by the fear that only silent echoes remain here. Silent echoes remain here. How do you fight a ghost that has no face? How do you clear the air inside this place? I'm trapped inside a museum of you, where every single artifact is true. I wanna tear the wallpaper away. But the world moved on, the sun went down and set, and this is where the past and present met. A vacant space, corrupted by the fear that only silent echoes remain here. Silent echoes remain here. Just a ripple in the air, fading into the dark. I'm still listening. Echoes. I close my hands so tight, but it's never enough. It's going. I watch you sleeping in the morning light, trying to memorize the peaceful sight, the way the sun is dancing on your hair. But I can feel the shift inside the air. I reach across the sheets to pull you close, afraid of being the one who loves the most, Because I know the season has to change, and everything familiar becomes strange. And you're slipping through my fingers like water running down a stone. The ghost of your reflection lingers, but I'm already feeling so alone. The harder that I try to hold you near, the faster that you start to disappear. Just slipping through my fingers, yeah, slipping away. We sit across the table, drink our tea, but you are staring miles away from me. You smile and say that everything is fine, but I can read the spaces out of line. The conversation that goes in the room, a quiet prelude to the coming gloom. I try to find the anchor that we lost, but I am drowning in the heavy cost. 'Cause you're slipping through my fingers like water running down a stone. The ghost of your reflection lingers, but I'm already feeling so alone. The harder that I try to hold you near, the faster that you start to disappear. Just slipping through my fingers, yeah, slipping away. How do I stop the falling of the sand? How do I keep the warmth inside my head? I'm building walls to try and lock you in, but I am fighting a war I cannot win. Please just stay a little longer. But you're slipping through my fingers like water running down a stone. The ghost of your reflection lingers, but I'm already feeling so alone. The harder that I try to hold you near, the faster that you start to disappear. Just slipping through my fingers, just an open hand, nothing left to hold. You're gone, slipping. I tried to wash it away, I scrubbed until I bled, but you're still there. I threw away the letters and I burned the clothes. I locked away the memories where nobody goes. I repainted the walls in a brighter shade of white, trying to erase the damage of that final night. But every time I look into the mirror's crack, I see the heavy shadows that are creeping back. 'Cause there are stains on my heart that just won't wash out. A permanent ink made of sorrow and doubt. I poured out the bleach and I stood in the rain, but nothing can lift this magnificent pain. You left your mark in the dark and the deep. Now these are the stains on my heart I gotta keep. Yeah, stains on my heart. I tell my new friends that I'm doing just fine. I pour a little water and I call it wine. I try to let somebody else inside the room, but they always trip over the edge of the gloom. You spilled all your poison right into my chest and left me to clean up right here in my chest. Stains. It's like you never left. I can still feel it right here. The morning light is crawling out the bed. I'm lying on the side where you lay your head. The sheets are wrinkled where you used to be. A ghost of your warmth still surrounding me. I close my eyes and let the silence spin, feeling the phantom friction on my skin. I'm living with the traces of your touch, an invisible brand that I miss so much. A lingering fire in the cool of the night, a heavy shadow blocking out the light. I've tried to wash the memory away, but the traces of your touch are here to stay. Yeah, they're here to stay. To the shower, let the water run, hoping the cold can undo what you've done. I scrub at the places where your hands would rest, the curve of my waist and the beat of my chest. But the water just falls and it all runs dry, leaving the ache of a silent goodbye. I'm living with the traces of your touch, an invisible brand that I miss so much. A lingering fire in the cool of the night, a heavy shadow blocking out the light. I've tried to wash the memory away, but the traces of your touch are here to stay. Yeah, they're here to stay. It's underneath the surface, it's buried in my veins, a beautiful disaster that constantly remains. I can't escape the feeling, I cannot run the ghost. The thing that hurts me deeply is the thing I want the most. I still feel your hands. I'm living with the traces of your touch, an invisible brand that I miss so much. A lingering fire in the cool of the night, a heavy shadow blocking out the light. I've tried to wash the memory away, but the traces of your touch are here to stay. Yeah, they're here to stay. Just an imprint now, burning to my skin. I can still feel you. Traces. We left the gates wide open because we thought we were safe. What a beautiful mistake. I handed you the dagger, I offered you the crown. I never thought you'd use them just to tear my kingdom down. We built our walls so high to keep the enemies at bay, but I invited the assassin in to come and stay. I closed my eyes and you leave me walking through the dark. I didn't see the poison you were painting on the dark. And trust was our downfall, a fatal flaw in the design. I let you cross the border, I let you cross the line. We didn't need an army to bring a fortress to the ground. Just a whisper in the shadows and a devastating sound. I bared my open chest and I gave you all my best. But trust was our downfall, a bullet in the nest. Yeah, trust was our downfall. Trust was our downfall. The red flags were flying, but I thought they were a parade. I swallowed every bitter pill and every vow you made. You set the trap with promises and honey-coated lies, a master of the sabotage behind a sweet disguise. I thought we were invincible, standing back to back, but you were just positioning for the inside attack. And trust was our downfall, the fatal flaw in the design. I let you cross the border, I let you cross the line. We didn't need an army to bring the fortress to the ground. Just a whisper in the shadows and a devastating sound. I bared my open chest and I gave you all my best. But trust was our downfall, a bullet in the nest. Yeah, trust was our downfall. We did it for the conquerors, we didn't lose a war. The sickness was already breeding right behind the door. I gave you absolute control, the code to every safe, and you burned the whole thing down just to see it change. It wasn't them, it was us. Trust was our downfall, the fatal flaw in the design. I let you cross the border, I let you cross the line. We didn't need an army to bring the fortress to the ground. Just a whisper in the shadows and a devastating sound. I bared my open chest and I gave you all my best. But trust was our downfall, a bullet in the nest. The walls are coming down and we did it to ourselves. I shouldn't have believed downfall. Knew it was a trap, but the bait was so sweet. I leaned in anyway. You move across the room like a shadow on the prowl, a velvet covered danger with the whisper for a howl. I see the warning signs flashing neon in the dark, but I'm drawn into the fire, just looking for a spark. You pour a glass of ruin and you hand it right to me, a beautiful disaster that I'm choosing not to see. 'Cause there is venom in your kiss, a fatal kind of bliss. I'm drinking down the poison wrapped in sugar and in lace. Oh, a beautiful destruction written all across your face. You paralyze my heart your darkness bleeds to mine. You tell me that you love me, but your eyes are turning cold. Another shiny copper that you're trying to sell as gold. I'm caught inside the web that you carefully designed, losing every ounce of the sanity I find. 'Cause there is venom in your kiss, a fatal kind of bliss. I'm drinking down the poison wrapped in sugar and in lace. Oh, a beautiful destruction written all across your face. Oh, you paralyze my heart and you trap me in the deep. With the venom in your kiss that puts my soul to sleep. Yeah, venom in your kiss. I can feel it in my veins, just taking over me. A chemical romance built on your toxicity. I need the antidote before I lose my mind. I'm cutting through the tangles that you left behind. I'm breaking the spell. A fatal kind of bliss. I'm drinking down the poison wrapped in sugar and in lace. Ah, beautiful destruction written all across your face. Hey, you paralyze my heart and you trap me in the deep. With the venom in your kiss that puts my soul to sleep. Just a drop running through my blood, but I'm walking away. Venom. The house is empty, but it's never really quiet. I still hear you. I poured 2 cups of coffee by mistake, a heavy habit that I just can't break. I walk across the creek in wooden floor and swear I hear you calling from the door. I turn around to answer, out of breath, but find myself alone inside the silence of a sudden death. These are the voices I still hear, whispering a ghost into my ear. A phantom conversation in the dark, a lingering, invisible and devastating mark. I try to tell myself you disappeared, but I'm surrounded by the voices I still hear. Yeah, the voices I still hear. lines are where you erased every promise, every single vow. They're all just vapor and shadows now. I pack the memories, I lock the door. I don't know what I am waiting for, but I have wasted all my tears on you. There's not a single drop left to see this through. You can scream and yell until your face turns blue. I have wasted all my tears on you. Yeah, wasted all my tears. The phone is ringing, but I'm leaving it late. I finally heard the words that you didn't say. You tried to twist the narrative again, but I already know how the story ends. I sacrificed my peace to keep you safe. Now I'm standing in the fallout of the chain, but I have wasted all my tears on you. There's not a single drop left to see this through. You can scream and yell until your face turns blue. I have wasted all my tears on you. Yeah, wasted all my tears. I'm over the panic, I'm over the fright. I'm finally breaking out into the light. I'm done with the dynamic that's holding me back. I'm cleaning the debris and leaving the track. Let it Cause I have wasted all my tears on you. There's not a single drop left to see this through. You can scream and yell until your face turns blue. I have wasted all my tears on you. Yeah, I have wasted all my tears. No more crying, no more trying. It's done. I've wasted all my tears. One, two, three, go. I hear them in the breeze, just out of reach. Echoes. I walk across the floorboards of the past, looking for a shadow that was cast. The curtains hold the shape of where you stood. I try to paint the picture, wish I could, but the colors are dissolving in the air, leaving only empty spaces everywhere. A quiet room where laughter used to live, with nothing left to take and nothing left to give. And I am living on the whispers of what was, holding on to memories just because they flutter like a moth around a flame, softly murmuring the syllables of your name. The present is a cold and quiet place, so I'm chasing after shadows the passing of an age. I close my eyes and listen to the sound of sweet familiar voices drifting from the ground. The ghost of every promise that we made is hiding in the corners of the shade. And I am living on the whispers of what was, holding on to memories just because they flutter like a moth around a flame, softly murmuring the syllables of your name. The present is a cold and quiet place, so I'm chasing after shadows of your face, just living on the whispers of what was. You cannot build a castle out of fighting words. You cannot catch the flight of autumn birds. But I'm afraid that if I let the echoes die, I'll finally have to look you in the eye and say a real goodbye. And I am living on the whispers of what was, holding on to memories just because they flutter like a moth around a flame, softly murmuring the syllables of your name. The present is a cold and quiet place, so I'm chasing after shadows of your face, just living on the whispers of what was. Just a murmur now, drifting on the wind. I'm still listening. Whispers. The words you said still haunt my mind. I'll stay forever left behind. But now the silence speaks for you, and all I have are memories too. I trace the lines of your last goodbye, held your picture and I cried. Every corner whispers your name, but nothing feels the same. You said our love would never fade, that I'd be safe in your embrace. But empty nights are all I feel, and every wound refuses to heal. through. Your laughter used to fill the air. Now there's only shadows everywhere. The warmth we shared is gone away, replaced by lonely gray. I still remember every touch, every word that meant so much. But promises can break like glass, and love can never always last. You promise never leave, but here I stand alone. The love we built together, it's turned to stone. Every tear I cry tells the story of you. You promised forever, but left me through and through. Maybe someday the pain will fade, but the memory of you will stay. And every vow you once believed will haunt the heart you deceived. You promised never leave, you slipped away. The echoes of your promise haunt me every day. Every tear I cry, it falls like rain for two. You promised forever, but you left me blow. The night is quiet, cold and deep. I whisper words I can't keep. Though love once lived, now I grieve for the one who promised never leave. I didn't need a place, as long as I had you. We never had much money, just a mattress on the floor. But your arms around me felt richer than before. The world could fall apart, the sky could lose its blue. As long as I was with you, I